The mighty temple complex at Karnak wasn't just designed with humans in mind. The Egyptians hoped to create earthly mansions for the gods, places the immortals would be happy to relax in when they visited the earth. But how can you create a house worthy of a passing deity? Karnak's biggest temple needed an equally large roof to protect the gods from the beating midday sun. Enormous beams were needed to span the vast distances between the columns and support hundreds of solid stone cross struts. In the central aisle, even larger blocks were used to bridge the gap. These beams were the key to creating a monumental feat of ancient engineering that plunged the massive hall into darkness, fit for a resting god. But the royal builders faced an immense challenge. The local limestone, similar to the rock used to build the pyramids, would snap under its own weight when balanced between the columns. The ancient Egyptians needed a much stronger material to build this vast roof. But where to find it? Archaeologist Maria Nilsson believes the answer lies 100 miles south along the River Nile, at a remote quarry called Silsila, famed for its super tough sandstone. She's uncovered ancient graffiti here that seems to reference a massive ancient quarrying operation around the time Karnak was built.
We got these figures. They are the masons, so they're actually chiseling out the block that comes from the mountain. Further down, they're controlled by the overseer, who's standing here with a whip, making sure that the work is being done properly.
Maria suspects the discovery of sandstone in this quarry was a turning point for the ancient Egyptians. For the first time, they were able to build bigger, taller, wider roofed structures, worthy of the gods they were so eager to please.
We believe that during the New Kingdom, Silsila was considered so important, and we have pharaohs who come and they write their names commemorating the event.
The pharaohs couldn't get enough of this new, stronger material. It allowed them to build ever more elaborate roofed structures.
The deeper they got into the mountain, the stronger the blocks would have been, and that's what they were all after.
But how did the Egyptian masons get these massive blocks out of the mountain and 100 miles back to Karnak? Maria's research partner, John Ward, thinks the chance discovery of this cracked abandoned beam offers vital clues.
Here we are in the mother of all quarries at Silsila, and we're confronted by this huge lintel, which would have been a roof lintel or some kind of architrave, but it's load-bearing. You can see the size of it.
John investigates the rock face behind this forgotten giant. He looks for clues to how the Egyptians worked their prized new stone.
Down in here, you would have had the ancient Egyptian quarryman tip, 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 tip away with his mallet and his chisel. And as we can see on the wall, we've got the chisel marks still in situ. One stroke going down, stop, another stroke going down, stop, and another stroke going down, stop.
The ancient Egyptians used bronze tools to carve out the sides of each block. Then they hammered metal wedges underneath the huge lintels to pry the stones free. John suspects the quarry workers then moved the beams by hand to riverboats bound for Karnak.
The feat of engineering here is just astronomical. That to think that this huge lintel was lifted by man onto a sledge, taken down the man-made ramp to the awaiting barges on the Nile.
John and his team are digging for evidence that the Egyptians constructed an extensive road network to help the quarrymen pull the huge roof beams out of the quarry.
We're actually defining the road that you can see coming all the way up to where we're standing now. And this allowed the quarried blocks to be taken down to the Nile, and they're